We are live, we are recording. Hello guys, welcome back to the podcast Farcasters from outer space. Becky, what star system are we in tonight?
Yeah, you said last time was Big Bear, now it's Small Bear?
That's a constellation, but never mind. Okay,
Constellation.
we're in the constellation for some reason, even though it doesn't really make sense, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, last
Horseshoe
time.
Nebula, let's
Horseshoe
say.
Nebula. Okay, awesome. We are beaming down to Earth from the Horseshoe Nebula, so there might be lag, there might be some weird stuff going on. That's just because of the distance, guys. If something's weird, it's we are far away, so don't hold it against us. Yeah, before we start, I always keep forgetting to do the shout outs and to do the self promo. So if you guys
always do that.
Yeah, if you guys want to watch us on YouTube, there's the link on Twitch, and if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, follow us here. And for you people watching on YouTube, you will see the links down below in the description. And if you like the jingle, this is my friend's SoundCloud. This is the dude who made the jingle. You can check him out as well. So yeah, that's it. All of that in the description on YouTube as well. So yeah, that's it for the promo. So we can continue with the podcast. So Becky, what's going on with you?
Nothing too serious. I've been working as usual this week, even more than usual, since it's they asked us, do you want to work more, and we were like, yeah, of course. So like, no,
You're like,
no.
Work more. Yeah, I love it. I love working.
Exactly. Yeah, those were my exact words. So yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, really. So next week, hopefully it will be less work. So we'll see. This whole period is super busy. Yeah, what about you? What's new in your life?
Oh, nothing special. Just I was helping my granddad do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell people about it.
I don't know if I should tell it online. Like people might be like shocked, but
Offended,
basically in Serbia, if you are a farmer, and my grandfather is a farmer, well, kind of like a farmer, like small farmer, doesn't really sell a lot of stuff, but he keeps a pig, and every year around this time, December, he basically slaughters a pig, and I usually go and help out with all that stuff. So yeah, basically we did that. We cut the meat. We there's a lot of work when it comes to that. There's like days of work when it comes to that. So yeah, I was pretty busy this weekend helping out with that stuff. I didn't kill the pig myself. There's like actual professional butchers who do that nowadays.
Okay, that's a twist.
Yeah. So don't think that I do that. Yeah, I don't really do that, but I still gotta help out. That's how it is in Serbia. So yeah, other than that, nothing special, nothing really going on. Just working out, doing.
Did you do some writing?
No, I'm still like still doing that writing course, which is pretty useful. Yeah, haven't been writing myself. I did some writing exercises and stuff like that, but no, not.
Oh, that's cool.
Not any real writing. And sorry, I'm a little bit falling behind on my reading when it comes to your book. Honestly,
it's really difficult to read that.
It's not as difficult to read. It's just like I've been like in this
super busy.
I'm not super busy, but like I do some stuff in the evening. I work out. I'm tired. Then I watch a TV show, and then I want to sleep immediately. Usually I read in the evening before sleeping, and now I've been like every evening I've been like really tuckered out.
It's okay. So honestly, that's not an easy book to read. Trust me, it's gonna get even more complicated.
But Becky's book. I'm gonna read it, guys, and we're gonna edit it, and it's gonna come out hopefully in the future.
Hopefully let's say next year.
Hopefully next year. Yeah, it's already written. Basically, you just need to do editing and like
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
On the other side, I actually started writing something new, which is actually something that sci-fi fans would like. I guess that's the kind of writing, and I really try not to be same as other writers, but the ideas are generally the same as everyone. So nothing too original, or at least I believe it's original. May not necessarily be so. The approach itself is not original. So the idea is original, but the approach itself is not very original, which may not necessarily be a bad thing. So I just want to see how it goes. I think it will be good. It's just that this time I decided to separate. I will not write a whole novel, or actually I will write a novel, but it will be separated into, let's say, 10 stories. Or
okay, well, that type of thing. Yeah. That thing. I think that's
connected.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's pretty cool, especially for like beginner authors. It's maybe easier way to deal with tackle the whole issue.
So did you learn that at your course?
No. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking myself. So I'm probably going to start my first, writing, ventures with doing something like that. So yeah. Actually, I told you I planned something out. But
yeah. Actually, he's a much better writer than I am.
Not gonna talk about it. Okay. Stop with that. I'm
it's
not,
true.
But yeah. Okay, shut up.
You don't write a lot, but you write good. So that's the fact.
Okay, all right.
Quality versus quantity. Okay, let's
move on to the podcast. Yes. Let's start with the topic. So, yeah. First thing that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you've seen this. Brightburn. I
saw the trailer. Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer? It's
from the directors of Guardians of the Galaxy. So what?
Is it from the Guardians of the Galaxy? Really?
Yeah, that's what the trailer stated.
James Gunn?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, cool. That's nice. So for those of you guys who don't know, Brightburn. I don't know should I play the trailer or no. I think the trailer is pretty long. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think.
Yeah, we don't need to play it, but basically, it looks really interesting. It's kind of like starting out like a Superman story, like the kid, literally the same story as Superman, like his ship crashes into the woods. Do you have a mom and dad like Martha and whatever the dad's name was in Superman? I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. And
Superman whatever?
Superman's dad. I forgot his name.
I know.
Not important. We know Martha is his mother. That's important. Especially in Batman versus Superman, right?
Yeah. That's the most important part.
That's the most important
part.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I didn't know actually that Batman's mother was Martha, but yeah, I guess so. So anyway, the kid's spaceship crashes in the forest. The couple finds him, and they find out he has some special powers and stuff. So you expect, this is gonna be like kind of like Superman. It's kind of almost too familiar, but things go sideways with the kid. He's not Superman. He's kind of like anti-Superman. He's like but did you see the trailer? Right,
I saw, but just I remember the part with the fork in his mouth.
Yeah, he's like biting the fork. Yeah, that's to show his powers and stuff. But finally, things go like a little bit sideways. It turns dark and becomes kind of menacing and scary, and even scaring his parents, and perhaps even killing some people. I'm not sure. So it's kind of turns into a horror movie, which is I don't know how scary this movie would be though. I don't know if it's gonna be like straight up horror, or is it gonna be like just some subversion of the superhero genre with superpower people don't have to be always like saviors of humanity and heroes, but stuff like that. Yeah. So what do you think about it? Do you think it's
it seems interesting, and the trailer looks interesting. So, and it's been a long time since we had some original take on the superhero story. So for that respect, I'll think about it. I'll see whether I'll watch it or not. So yeah, that's okay. I saw the trailer, so the trailer is okay. It's not the best one.
Yeah. You didn't see the last part when he's like attacking people and stuff, or
maybe I missed it on
people.
Speed. Yeah,
you missed it. Okay.
Yeah. I just
basically there's a weird.
Like horror. Oh my god.
There's a pretty cool scene where the kid is there's like a I don't know, cafeteria worker in the school or something.
Yes.
And she's standing in this she's running away from somebody, and she's like in this like cooler or storage facility, storage room in the school, I guess, I presume. And the kid is like just floating with red eyes, and she's like, ah, and then the kid like, there's a really like, yeah, it's a little bit, that's a cool scene. I like it because the kid like just rushes, but that the way it's filmed is really, really good. I like that. So yeah, that's it. I don't think it will be bad. It can't be that bad with, James Gunn.
Everything is better than Martha.
Yeah, everything is better than Martha. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. This next movie, this is something that you suggested. I don't think I've seen the trailer. So what's it about? Is it also horror, I think?
I think it's more like sci-fi.
Bird Box, right?
Bird Box, yeah. So basically, there is some menacing threat that's making people kill themselves or causing accidents and people dying a lot. And then, basically people. This main character is a woman, which I really like. I sometimes feel that we are missing a lot of.
Sandra Bullock, right? In character.
Yes.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Cool.
And she has she has a pair of children, and that they blindfold themselves so that they could survive.
Is this kind of like The Silent Place, but instead of keeping quiet, they blindfolded themselves?
It reminded me of the movie. Just a second. It reminds me of the. Do you know the movie with Emily Deschanel and the guy with the big?
Emily Deschanel, like the one from Bones?
Yeah. The Emily Deschanel and the guy, why do I always forget his name? Never mind, I cannot say. So there was something about the wind and the wind killing people and stuff like that.
The wind
so
killing people. Isn't that The Happening?
The Happening, yes. You
like
remembered? Yeah, I like that movie. Yeah,
you like that movie? That movie sucked.
I know you always say that, but I loved it.
Really, that movie is one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen.
Thank you. Yeah. So, but I liked it. So this one, obviously will have more action than that.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and it seems that they actually do go spend a lot of time after that initial catastrophe and trying to survive being blindfolded and just. I don't understand. The good thing about it is that we don't see the enemy. We don't see what's causing them to go crazy or to die or something. So for me, that's just that's just another part. Danger is always more real when it's unknown, and it's more scary when it's unknown. So that's why it seems cool. I like a lot of parts that are related to nature. At least what we see in the trailer. So yeah. Of course. Oh my God, this movie is gonna air soon. It's in Netflix.
Is it airing soon? Yeah.
At 21st December. Okay, yeah. So in a week. Okay. That's definitely worth watching.
You wanna go and see it then?
It's Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Oh, even better.
Even better. That's why
then,
I was thinking.
Then come by. We can watch it whenever. It's fine.
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was a movie. No, it was a Netflix movie.
Yeah. So that's. Yeah,
then
that's good.
Drop by after work. We can watch it. Why not?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, when 21st. Yeah, could be. Yeah, 21st exactly. Yeah, it's Friday as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Why not? Really? Okay, so yeah, that's. I don't know. Seems nice for now. But this is just a trailer, so we'll see what happens after the movie airs.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but yeah, I'll watch it if you.
This is like a sci-fi horror. It's not actually. Just horror itself. I do like the combination personally.
Okay.
Okay. So let's move on to the next topic. Okay.
Yeah, nothing else when it comes to. I mean, I'm sure there is some news when it comes to movies, but I haven't really been all that attentive this last week. So there might be something bigger happening, but I don't know what it is.
Aquaman airing, but I'm not that into Aquaman or.
I thought it already aired. Really,
it aired, but I think it actually comes
21st of December. Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it just sometimes I feel like I'm fed up with all those muscular superheroes. I mean, women
superheroes.
will love that. Women will love that.
Uh,
Women will enjoy that movie.
I
Definitely.
don't know if anybody will enjoy this movie though. I guess yeah, women because they're into Jason. What's his name?
Exactly.
Jason
Yeah,
Momoa,
Momoa.
Khal Drogo.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
guess a lot of women will watch this movie just because he's
exactly.
in it.
Like and see, and maybe they will like this universe a little bit since I like this universe, but I don't feel like it's gonna be a revolutionary movie or something. So it's
Sorry,
just gonna be like
yeah. So finish now.
yes, yes.
I'll ask.
Yeah, that's it.
Was Aquaman already in the Justice League?
Yeah,
So they know the character.
yeah,
The character is
but
not like
I
new.
think yeah, no, it's not a new character. It's just similar to they are making. I think DC is planning to make just individual movies. They do not plan the whole DC cinematic universe like Marvel does. They're just gonna focus on individual stories since they obviously failed honestly with Batman versus Superman and with Justice League. Even though Justice League for me was not so bad. I mean, it was bad.
It was bad, but not so bad.
Like not unwatchable. So it was watchable, but I wouldn't rate it highly. I wouldn't go to the movie theater to see it. Like I would see it, but like nah, it's just like yeah. So that's the reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess the thing is, yeah, they just can't compete with Marvel. Like it's Marvel's decade now. DC had like the spotlight for a long time, but now it's Marvel. Because DC movies like were the only superhero movies like even like 15 years ago or something, right? Before they started Iron Man and all the other Marvel movies.
Yeah, Iron Man basically just started MCU, and
all you had was superhero movies. All you had was Superman, Batman, I don't know, Catwoman, that sucked, I guess, and like some other kind of stupid movies, So yeah. I guess Marvel kind of is knocking it out of the park nowadays, even though I'm not a big fan of some of those movies. Yeah. What else do we have? Oh yeah. Switching to TV, of course. Punisher season 2 coming in January on Netflix. So that's gonna be probably the last season because Netflix is
I'm gonna watch it.
basically losing the rights to all the superhero Marvel stuff.
I know because
I don't know if they mentioned if this is going to be actually the last season of the Punisher or not, because the Punisher is kind of like specific, right? It's a specific. He's not a superhero. He's more like I don't know what he is, and it doesn't really fit in with the rest of like heroes, that you would have in like those Marvel series. So they may leave the Punisher. There might be even a third season. Who knows? But I don't think so. I think they're just gonna withdraw all the IPs from Netflix. But yeah, you haven't seen the Punisher?
I haven't seen the first season yet.
First season, I think I don't know how many people watched the first season. I don't think many people watched it, but it was really good.
Yeah, people told me it's really good. Not only you, I read it online, very positive reviews on it. So, but as you know, I don't necessarily watch TV shows until they are
completed. Yeah, you're a completionist, basically. But yeah,
I want to wait. Like
Punisher, first season was good. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the second season because like it's every time Punisher is kind of weird though to film because every time he kills somebody, he avenges his family, and then in the next part there's still somebody else he needs to kill to avenge his family. Then because in Daredevil, I think he killed some big gang members that killed his family. He got his revenge or something, And then, of course, there's some military guys that tricked him, so he had to kill them. So who knows what's going to be next, right?
So he always has to kill.
He always like has to. He always finds more people that were involved in his wife's murder.
Or maybe he's just a mass murderer. So
maybe we're just looking at it from his perspective. Like he's like, oh yeah, he has to kill him, but actually he's like a crazy person who, just keeps killing. Yeah, I'm kidding. No, it's there's a story there, but it's kind of difficult to tell that story or to keep telling that story. It's not good for a series, I think.
Because so I think they can find a way to finish it. That's good. You told
me. I forget at the end of the first season, did he kill everybody or was there somebody? Yeah, I think there's there's one guy who kind of escaped, so maybe it's gonna be something about him next season. I forgot if he killed everybody or not. I watched it when it came out, so I don't really remember. But yeah, definitely an exciting, interesting thing. I'm definitely gonna watch that. What else do we have? Oh yeah, did you see this? Jennifer Garner and J.J. Abrams are doing a new TV show.
I know Jennifer Garner.
Alias? That TV show.
I do know, yeah. We saw it.
That was a huge
my brother
deal.
Watched that show.
I actually haven't really watched. I watched an episode here and there, so I didn't I wasn't a huge fan of that show.
My brother was a huge fan. I personally so, but I watched it as he watched it, so I was like, okay, let's watch it together. I personally preferred Nikita to
Nikita was good, definitely.
Yeah, La Femme Nikita, the original one, not the later one, not the later copycat version that they made.
Oh yeah, there's a new one. I forgot about that. No, the original
better
with Peter Wilson. That was a weird show. That was a weird show.
Weirdly good show.
Weirdly good show. Yeah. If you guys haven't watched it, La Femme Nikita. I think it was just Nikita though. La Femme Nikita. There's an original movie called La Femme Nikita, and then Nikita the series, and then a reboot which I watched a little bit of and gave up very quickly. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but it was good. So yeah, Jennifer Garner and J.J. Abrams are doing a new show, but this is not like a spy type of show. This is like a limited drama series, which I don't know. I'm sure it can be good. I'm actually recently I've been more excited about dramas than about action shows, to tell you the truth. So this might be good, and I can see I think is this David Tennant as well? I think David Tennant's in it.
Okay.
At least I can see him in the picture, like something with camping and stuff like that. So yeah, that might be interesting. I'll keep a lookout on that. For that, not on that. Yeah.
Okay.
What else did we have about TV?
Stargirl.
Yeah, what's that? Have you ever heard of Stargirl? I've never heard of that hero.
Starman,
Stargirl. What's that? So yeah, you can see the pictures. There's some pictures announced, and like just a dude and a girl that have like a bunch of stars on their costume. So it's maybe some kind of American patriotic hero. Like they don't have enough of those. You have Captain America. You have I don't know.
You mean Captain Puerto Rico?
What's that, Captain Puerto Rico? I've never heard of that.
Well, Captain America actually has the Puerto Rican flag, not the American flag.
Really?
If you think about it, yeah. That's what it's
I never paid
Captain Puerto Rico.
I never paid attention to that. But yeah, I've never heard of this comic book. I apologize to the comic book fans that may, oh my god, this is like the best comic book ever or something. Interesting thing. Joel McHale is gonna be in it. The guy from Community, and he hosted some like comedy TV shows and is like variety shows or something. I don't know, but yeah, I know him from Community, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't know, like I mean he's he can be good if he has good scripts and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm not sure what kind of tone this show is going to have. Is it going to be like more serious or more like campy, like the Arrow or Flash or stuff like that? So that's going to be like interesting to see. If it's like Flash or something, I'm not, that
You're not in the mood. Yeah.
that into that. Yeah. So just noticed that, wanted to mention it, and yeah, that's it. What's this? Did you send me this link? I don't know what this is actually. What this next one? Oh yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
So
how to
speak, Becky. This is your topic.
Okay, I know. That's but I wanted to see if you checked the trailer, the plot when.
Oh, was there a trailer?
Yeah, they actually had the original trailer.
Oh, you just sent me a link to an article, so I didn't know there was a trailer.
Yeah, the article had, there was a Netflix post on Twitter. Basically, they haven't revealed the cast. They tweeted a photo believed to be the major Motoko Kusanagi, what she will look like in this anime. But what is your opinion about Netflix and anime in general? That's what I wanted to know. So, like, what do you think about it? Do you think that Netflix will do good to Ghost in the Shell, taking into consideration not so glorious reviews of the movie that was made before? So what do you think? I wanted to hear it. What do you think?
So is this going to be like a live action Ghost in the Shell or an animated?
Animated.
Okay. So the thing is with Netflix animated shows is that they still hire original Japanese, directors and artists and stuff like that. So they just contract those guys that already make animated like shows in Japan. So I don't think Netflix is going to be able to ruin that so much, right? It's still going to be a Japanese animated show. I actually talked to a Japanese guy today about this, and he said he knows a lot about that stuff, and he said like the director that's going to be doing this show is kind of a little bit more like popular director. He likes to do like audience friendly stuff and things like that. So maybe that's why he says it's not going to be like the original Ghost in the Shell, like very dark, very complicated, very gritty. It's going to be like more lighthearted, maybe even. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's technically still a detective story, so I don't know. We'll see what they'll do. So yeah, I like Ghost in the Shell. Not the biggest fan, but it's actually an amazing show. So I loved it. I am a fan.
I actually never watched the TV show. I just watched the movie.
Yeah, we watched it together,
the original
remember?
movie.
Yeah, we watched it together with all the friends, and then I saw. And after that, I started watching the show. I saw the first season and the second season. Music is great. Story is actually great. A lot of people say like, hey, we enjoy this anime, but for other anime, there's some good anime, but for some of them, the story is like this one has amazing story. So many realistic things. It somehow seems very realistic. I don't know how to explain it. It's what we imagine. Let's say us people who are big fans of futurism and something like
cyberpunk and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. So what you imagine, and it's like, okay, so this is it. It's like playing something. It's like watching something that you already know and enjoying it. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, and after that.
So are you worried? Are you worried with the change of directors that this new director is going to make it like less gritty, less
I don't know.
less Ghost in the Shelly? I don't know.
Ghost in the Shell. Not really. Maybe they can offer some fresh view on the whole story. So maybe, but we'll see. It just remains to be seen.
Okay. Yeah. We shall see. But yeah, definitely excited about that. I actually am thinking about watching the other Ghost in the Shell shows in preparation for this. So yeah, that's also pretty cool. Did we talk about Neon Genesis Evangelion? Evangelion, sorry. Coming to Netflix.
I don't think we did.
Have you heard that? Yeah.
I haven't, but yeah, I heard about it, but it just didn't seem like an important news to me.
It's just yeah, but it's just interesting because like stuff like that is not usually available for Western audiences, and you know, a lot of people watched it, but they could watch it only on TV, no DVDs, no streaming services, you know, and stuff like that. So that's also pretty cool. And actually, I never finished it myself, so
yeah, so
I can start watching it from the beginning, I think.
Honestly, it's a little bit difficult to comprehend, and for me, even I was even confused. And I really love the show.
With the ending, what?
With the ending, with generally the whole second part of the story.
Okay, yeah, that's where I stopped watching actually. So I never got to that part actually.
It's it's just it's true, and I think the anime philosopher did an episode about it. The girl that I mentioned before. So it's good, but something just made me made it really difficult for me to understand. And that's how my books are. That's actually how my writing is. Like that there is something good in it, but it's just sometimes even I failed to understand it. And it's just like, because at the moment when I thought about it, I was like, okay, this is amazing. And then I always find new meanings, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I wrote that. She's good, man. Like,
yeah. Do you like? Oh, what does this mean? Like, I don't know, dude. You wrote it. What does it mean?
So it's amazing that I sometimes find myself thinking, okay, maybe subconsciously I had these thoughts, and when I put them to paper, or let's say put them to word editor, they were different. So yeah, it's good. I really like that. So Neon Genesis Evangelion, sorry, my bad mistake. So it's actually worth watching. It might take some time to understand it, but the beauty of it is that you can understand it in any way you want. So like many other things. So yeah.
And it's pretty cool because a lot of people who never really grew up watching anime or who missed it will be able to watch it now on Netflix. It's like for those people who I guess who really watch anime, either watch Crunchyroll or maybe some illegal websites or something, I don't know. But for most people, they never got the opportunity. So now that it's out if it's out on Netflix, people will see, oh, I heard about this, let me check this out, and they're gonna watch it. So that's also pretty cool. I like that. Moving on to video games. Oh yeah.
Before we move to the video games, yes. Sorry, I told you that I finally finished watching Dark Matter. So maybe I can do like a review of it. Is that okay?
Sure. Let's hear.
It's also we are in the TV show section, so don't watch it.
Don't watch it. Okay.
The final conclusion.
Did you conclude that after watching the whole series?
I concluded that after watching the first episode. But
yeah, that's why I stopped after the first episode.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, I really want to finish it, so I gave it a chance for a couple of episodes, and it just continues in its. It doesn't change much. It's the same principle, and I always imagine it that somehow, since I'm also in these days listening to Asimov, I also imagine it like some not the best book of Asimov, but also not the worst book of Asimov. So it's just I try to imagine it like something you really like, but it's not the best work, but it's also not particularly like bad. So just I imagine that this is just imagine, since you're also an Asimov fan, just imagine that this is set into Asimov's universe, and it would kind of make sense if it was made 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. It would really be a good show. Now it's just you feel like it's outdated.
Yeah,
in every sense of the word.
Even though I guess probably the actual production is not outdated, but the actual style of the show is outdated. I think.
Definitely, and the production. I believe the production
too.
It just seems like they made it 10 years ago.
It's a sci-fi show, so yeah. Although even Sci-Fi Channel has some really good quality,
Maybe they wanted to do
production
it on
quality
purpose. So
shows.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know why it has such a high grade. Maybe people are into retro stuff, and that. I mean, the story
Mm-hmm.
itself is not bad. It is something that it has some elements that you would like or that I would like. But I just imagine that if I wanted to do a show, I could make it like that as well. Like if you and me said like, hey, we have couple
we
million
we never
dollars.
we
Let's make a
never we
show,
never produced a show or anything. We don't have any
and we
experience
would
in.
make it almost the same quality. And I'm not
Okay.
joking. Like it seems like that, and that doesn't mean that's bad or that we are
Mhm.
very good producers. It's just that some kind it's just it's like okay,
Mhm.
but I just want to watch it. I wanted to finish it. Actually, the season 3 final episode is good since it has a little bit more of space fighting finally. But I think they saved a lot of the budget and wanted to make a good last episode. And they actually, the show was cut before finishing the story. But some of the main actors, I mean, not the main actors died. The main characters were
Okay.
killed off. Yeah,
Okay, I was
the
like,
characters were
the
killed
main
off. So
actors
it was
died.
yeah,
What the
no,
heck?
some of the main characters were killed off. And it just it felt like it would be a different show. And I felt that even in the first season. When this is gonna be a spoiler, but never
Mhm.
mind. So when number one, he was he was killed in the second season, but never mind. It just feels like when you lose the crew.
Spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah.
I don't
Like
care. I'm
when
not
you
gonna
lose
watch
the
it.
crew, the original crew, and it sort of changes. It's not something people are used to, or maybe it's
Mhm.
just me. So how do you feel about that? When you watch a show and when the original crew changes after some time, even though they have these kind of special designations, in this case they had numbers since they lost their memories and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So how do you feel about that changing? I didn't like the fact that there was a change. I expected number one.
Depends on the show quality, right?
Mm.
I mean, if you have Game of Thrones where the main character dies, like Ned
But
Stark
it's to be
dies in
expected,
the
yeah.
spoiler alert in the
Mm.
first season. It depends on the writing. It depends on the quality of the show, Blake. But you have some shows where you have a main character that basically carries the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like if they removed, I don't know, like if they
Captain
removed,
Kirk.
yeah, Captain Kirk or something, yeah, or if they removed, I don't know, Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, nobody would watch Big Bang Theory, which wouldn't be such a bad thing, I guess. But you know what I mean, or I know Castle, that show Castle.
I just wanted to focus on the fact that this is a sci-fi show. And it's kind of like a copy of those previous sci-fi shows that had a crew. Let's say Star Trek. Now that I mentioned it, they have the crew of. I mean, obviously, Enterprise has many people in its crew, but only the 5 or 6, maybe let's say up to 10 main characters, and they sort of appear and they're always there. Even though they shouldn't do all the action, they do, and they carry all the action. So, and then you've never seen major changes in Star Trek. There was just a crew, and I mean, someone gets sick, someone dies, and something, but it's sort of
stuff like
reverse that. But in this, they've changed it, and like it just it feels like something is missing. And the more they change the crew, the more something is missing, and the more it's like it's not the same thing really. It's like I feel like they faced.
But do they have some interesting like sci-fi episodes where you have like some interesting stories, or
they're not that bad. All of the stories are just
go to random planets and fight, shoot.
No, it's not random planets. It's just it actually the story is relatively deep and relatively good. It's just how it was performed. That in my opinion is not so well made. And especially there is one part in which Will Wheaton appears as a special guest.
Will Wheaton.
Yeah, Will Wheaton. Yeah, and then he was like, that's how would I say that part, is actually, rather okay. He played, but it just seems like it was intentionally made to be B production. Somehow I feel like they tried their best to make it appear like a B production, and
it's kind of like reminded me of Farscape a little bit. Have you watched Farscape?
No.
Farscape was a weird show, like super weird. They were like really stupid looking weird characters that fly around in a spaceship that's like a living organism, and they have like puppets. It's kind of like half puppets, half like people. It's kind of like you're watching a Muppet Show, but it's a serious space drama.
It's a serious Muppet Show.
Yeah, it was a weird show, dude. I was never a huge fan, but it has a cult following. Like, people love Farscape. People
Yeah,
are like
this probably also
crazy
has a
devoted
cult following
fans.
as well. You
Yeah.
know, just I mean, as I said, it's not bad. It's not something like say, oh, this is.
Mhm.
But it feels the finished quality just seems rather, you know,
Mhm.
bad or rather missing something. Just it can hold attention, you know, and especially if you're a kid and or someone, you know,
Mhm,
it would be okay. But if you know if this was made when I was a kid, I would watch this show. You know, I would say like, wow, this is amazing. They have really
Mhm.
cool new ideas. I mean, they don't
They don't
they don't
really.
have
Okay.
they don't have a lot of cool new ideas, but it's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be you don't always have to be original. It's just, you know, that production has to
Mm.
be, you know, of certain value.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a TV
that's
show
about
in
it.
that B kind of quality range that I kind of
Mm.
feel has a much more character is definitely, you know, what do we call them? Killjoys.
Killers, yeah, you told me about
It
it, and
has
I
it.
saw the
It's
first
kind of
episode
like
today.
Dark Matter, like in the product. Of course, not the story, but production and stuff like that. But it has more character. It has interesting like storylines. It has a kind of very cool world, you know. And yeah, it's. I feel like it's much more a
Yeah,
fun
so
show to
probably I saw
watch.
the first episode today, and definitely there is a substantial difference in quality.
Mhm.
But I will not watch it since I already saw this one, and now I want to see some other different
Or you could
with
watch
that.
Farscape, I guess. Farscape is always an experience to watch. At least watch a couple of episodes. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, if I start watching it, then I'll watch the whole thing. I don't want to
Okay.
watch the whole thing. How many?
Farscape
Oh,
was, I don't know how many episodes it had, but yeah, it
it
was.
actually seems interesting.
It's
4 seasons.
it's a weird show.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's weird. I don't want to watch it.
What did you
I
see?
want to watch.
What did
I
you
saw
saw
the
the
trailer. Just
puppets or
yeah,
something?
some weird amphibian guy. I don't
Yeah,
know who that is.
yeah.
You know what my favorite show was with the
Mhm,
aliens and
mhm.
something planet Earth. No, I cannot remember.
You're talking about Gene Roddenberry's Earth?
Earth something Earth what?
Earth Final Conflict. Earth Final Conflict.
Yeah,
Is that the one?
that's
That I
yeah.
love that show, man. That was
I
like.
loved the first season. When I was a kid, I
Mhm.
was amazed by it. But when I was a kid, I only saw the first season. And actually, a couple of years ago, now we're already off the topic. A couple of years
No,
ago, I was
it's
like,
fine.
okay,
Whatever.
I
We
was
don't
like,
have a lot of topics today to really go over it, so it's not a big deal.
and I was like, okay, I want to watch. You know, I want to watch the whole show. So when I was a kid, I saw the first season, and I was amazed. You know, with everything. But then you know, a couple of years ago, I was like, I want to see the whole one, and I found it barely on some torrent or somewhere I found to watch it, and then I downloaded the whole 4 seasons. It took so much space, but never mind. I saw.
Yeah. Back then, you couldn't really just download the whole
I know. That's
series,
just
right? Yeah, it's like you had a limited amount of megabytes, right, or amount of hard drive space.
yeah. And I was like, okay, I want to
Yeah,
watch it,
so
but then you know, just
I'm playing Farscape a trailer in the background because it's really weird
Earth Final
looking.
Conflict was good. It
Mhm.
just after a time, you know, I just felt like I lost it somewhere, and I couldn't change the fact, you know, after the first season they changed the main character, the main guy,
Mhm.
so the main actor, let's say, you know, the character
Oh
died, and they
yeah,
added.
because he kind of died and then he didn't die. They kept him in a vat or something like that, right?
Yeah,
That was something like
yeah,
that.
for some time, but then it's also, you know, he was like, you know, removed or something, and then it just, you know, I didn't see it, and I regret it. You know, it's one of the few shows that I didn't finish. So it
Yeah,
had
I don't
five
think I ever
seasons. I think I
finished
saw like
it, but
three and
I
a
watched
half.
most of the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw, and I feel sad. Like I want to see what happens finally, but I couldn't. You know, and I don't know. That's just a really big disappointment for me that I haven't finished it. Maybe one day I will, but it's just, you know, times change and we change as well. So yeah, okay. Let's move on to the next topic. I don't want to watch
Yeah.
Fast.
Okay. Yeah, but they just wanted to show the trailer to like show how
It just
weird it looks. It looks
it
super weird.
does.
So yeah. Anyway,
weird, not in a good sense. Yeah.
In like, I guess you gotta go, like, you gotta get over some hang-ups if you want to watch the show.
Yeah.
You gotta get over some stuff because it's super, specifically, strange, and like often you feel like you're watching a Muppet show. It can be funny sometimes, but it's dramatic, it's funny, it's a weird show. I do recommend seeing at least a couple of episodes for most people.
Please don't watch that show. People.
Okay, moving on to
Yeah,
games. I just wanted to announce this, but it looks like it's already finished. There was like they handed out free Lego Hobbit games. I mean, Humble Bundle, you could get it on Humble Bundle, but unfortunately, it looks like you can't get it anymore. But you can get Full Throttle, the game I was just playing on GOG. If you guys don't know GOG, Good Old Games, that's like also like a online seller of video games. Not a lot of people use it. I use it occasionally. I have some games on GOG, so I do play them. So that one I think is still free. So if anybody wants to play like a point-and-click old school LucasArts adventure game that is remastered now by Double Fine, which is also pretty cool. They have Mark Hamill is playing one of the characters, and there's like voice acting and better graphics, but it's basically the same game. It looks cool. I'm definitely gonna finish playing that one. Yeah. You can go and get it now. I think time is like probably it's going to be like by the end of the evening. It's gonna you will be able to get it, but after that you won't. So the name is Full Throttle on GOG. Just try to find that. You can probably still get it for free.
Yeah. Now that we talk about retro games, I would like to say something.
Sure.
There is a game that I would really like to play and hope that it might get remastered and do it like that. So if anyone is listening, the people who are doing that,
I don't think we have. I did have some game developers in my stream occasionally. Yeah, there was one guy who he wasn't a developer. He was a modder. He made 7 Days to Die mod, and when I was playing Banner Saga, one of the developers came into my channel and chatted with me.
I remember that. I was there.
I was like, what the heck?
So, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs?
You don't know about it again, do you?
It seems familiar. I don't think I've played it.
You haven't?
No.
It's an amazing game. It's an amazing game.
Is it an adventure game or?
It's like an action game, but never mind. It was just, oh my god. When I was a kid, we had this.
So what was it like? Was it a fighting game? Tell me what it was. Explain.
Arcade game. Yeah. So beat them up.
Beat them up.
Yeah. And it was just, I like the fact you have Cadillacs and you have dinosaurs. What else do you need? And then you fight. So what else do you need to satisfy the primitive side of your mind?
That's a weird combination, but yeah.
It's amazing combination, and I think maybe, oh my god, just maybe, what if someone made a movie about it? That would be cool.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Why not? I mean,
funny. Okay, yeah. So now that you mentioned that, I loved. Actually, I think if I could get some of those beat 'em up games now, like it would be really great for co-op, local co-op.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you could stream that as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I could stream that, but I think it's much more fun just hanging out, getting some beers, getting some snacks, stuff like that with a group of friends, and just like playing.
Yeah. I played with my brother. We played the. Oh my god, I forgot. What's the popular one? Metal Slugs.
Metal Slug. Yeah.
Yeah, I played that with my brother, and we just, I guess it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago when we had that. So yeah, now that you mention it, so we had an emulator or something to play it on PC.
I think I have Metal Slug on my Twitch account.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think I have a Metal Slug like original metal. I mean, like not an emulated, but like the actual legal version Metal Slug on my Twitch browser.
Okay.
So we could probably play it. I think. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could play it in my even in the living room. I can set up some controllers and we can play. But now that you mentioned the beat 'em up games and stuff like that, there's this game that I've been thinking about buying. It's Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill.
Okay.
It's a beat 'em up, old style beat 'em up game recently released. Like you know Bud Spencer, you know who he is.
I do a little bit.
You know like those old movies with Bud Spencer, the Italian. He was an Italian actor.
Oh, okay.
He did a lot of like detective movies or cowboy movies and stuff like that. And yeah, he was like a big fat guy with a beard.
I do know it.
Yeah, you remember who I'm talking to.
I do.
So there's somebody made a video game about I think adapted from one of their movies that was like kind of like a western, I think. Or maybe it's not only a western, maybe it's like a bunch of their movies like adapted, into this game, and it's a beat 'em up game, like co-op, kind of crazy fun. Yeah. So that sounds like a real fun game to play with friends as well. So yeah, if we do kind of gather sometimes, a couple of friends, we can just do that as well.
Yeah,
play that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Let me check. Do I have Metal Slug? I think I do. Metal Slug. Yeah, I have Metal Slug 2 and Metal Slug 3 on my Twitch account, so we can play those as well. If you, we can come over and we can play that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Okay, never mind. This is a podcast. We don't need to make plans here. Games, yeah, we switched to games. So this is an interesting game. I kind of want to play the trailer for this game because it's pretty interesting. It was already announced before. This is just my first time I've seen it. Have you ever played the game Factorio?
No, but I think, have you played it? I think you played it, or maybe
yes,
Milos.
I have. Yeah. I have played it. Yes.
So
this game is kind of like Factorio, but 3D. You just you run around and you can fight enemies, and you can find ores and stuff like that. And you see, as you can see, you can deploy some machines to dig. And
wow, that's nice.
But it looks pretty cool because, of course, kind of like Factorio, you kind of automate all the processes. And you make different factories and make crazy structures. Yeah.
2 streams ago, when we when we end the stream and then we give it when we raided someone's Twitch, channel. I think someone was playing a similar game, maybe 2 or 3 streams ago. Yeah.
Probably Factorio.
Yeah, probably. But 3D is something similar. 3D. I remember he was building something. I don't remember. Okay.
Could be.
This one seems nice. Okay, I would play this. I wouldn't play Factorio, but this one.
Why wouldn't you play Factorio? Factorio is such a good game, dude.
It is most likely a good game. Just
it's an awesome game. Just as soon as you play, if you play 10 minutes of it, 15 minutes of it, you'll get hooked and you'll you'll love the game because it's so good. It's so actually. Looks super complicated, but it's super easy actually to learn how to play. Especially the first maybe 10 hours is not that complicated. You figure it out pretty easily. And this looks like a very, very, very exact copy of Factorio, just in 3D.
Okay.
It almost looks like a complete ripoff kind of thing. Because
how much do you think would it cost?
This game, I don't know. It's coming soon. The reason also why I mentioned this game is because I saw this on the what do you call it? On the Epic Games, Epic Games launcher. So Epic Games actually started. We talked about this last time. Epic Games started selling
started their own
selling
like Steam
games. Yeah, kind of like Steam. They still have like very few games. They have like 10 games or something, as far as I've seen. But this is one of them. It's coming soon, and I'm thinking of buying it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I kind of don't want to spend money on video games because I have so many video games I haven't played yet.
You have so many books you haven't read as well. So
yeah, that too. So. Not as many books as I do have games. I have, maybe I haven't read like 10 of the books that I have. I haven't played like maybe 100 games that I have.
Okay, well,
so
some people have books, some people have games.
Yeah, so it's not as bad as books as games. Yeah. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit. The graphics look like No Man's Sky, so that's why somebody mentioned this. Like this game is No Man's Victoria.
No Man's yeah.
No Man's Victoria. It definitely the graphics, the the look. Remind a lot about remind of No Man's Sky. So yeah, that's it. Oh, you want to talk about like this is like I've just added this in because it was kind of like a weird, interesting thing. Other news. So this is like a new category, other news. Okay. Maybe we can just test it out a little bit. Okay. Kevin Hart, you know who he is?
I do know.
Like the comedian, he's like
the small black guy.
Yeah, small black guy. Yeah, the meme guy, the guy that makes that face. I know. So yeah, basically he was slated to do the Oscars, basically to host the Oscars. Becky, are you frozen again? I think you're frozen again.
You mean my camera?
Your camera is frozen again.
Okay, just a second. I'll try to turn it off and turn it on again.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah. Is it better now?
Nope, still frozen. Do you want to
just leave it like that? We are almost
we're almost done. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so guys, you gotta watch Pecky's frozen face. His face is like kind of like watching something. So yeah, Kevin Hart was slated to host the Oscars, and he's like a popular comedian. He's like he was in a lot of movies. He's like even like a movie star, you can say. And somebody, of course, dug back. So same thing as James Gunn. You remember when James Gunn, the thing happened with him. Somebody looked back to his Twitter like posts from like 10 years ago or 8 years ago or something like that. And he made some jokes about if his son were gay, he would like, or no, not if his son were to play with Barbie dolls or some dolls like that, he would like beat him over the head with it because that's gay or something. That's kind of stupid joke like that, And of course it was a joke. He was joking. He's like that type of comedian, like edgy, comedian that tries to make like jokes, that type of jokes, and people, of course, SJW crowd went ballistic and started blasting that all over the internet. And of course the Oscars, I don't know what the Oscar authority or Oscar organizers told Kevin Hart to apologize, which he already has apologized before. But they told him, you need to apologize. Kevin Hart made a video and he says, I'm not going to apologize, basically fuck the Oscar guys or something. Like, he didn't say fuck the Oscar guys. He said just, I'm not going to apologize. This is like crazy for me to apologize about something that happened 10 years ago that already like was addressed and already was discussed before. And basically they fired him. So what do you think? Do you think it's fair to fire him about something like this, or or not? Do you think like the Oscars did?
I don't know. The Oscars have and always will be controversial. Oh, every year there is some controversial
There's
issue.
always some controversy. Yeah,
I remember,
stirring up.
with La La Land and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, well, okay, that was.
Yeah, so I remember that controversy. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Oscars do not have a great track record of like being very sensitive. Like if you think about it, like Oscars from the 1950s or something like that, they were pretty freaking racist or something. So if you judge Oscars by in that light, then they they should judge just Kevin Hart in the same way. So he was like, he did say some stupid things, but their reputation is not that great either. So yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah, so do you think it's something that people can like evolve on, like these kinds of opinions, like homophobic or racist or stuff like that? Do you think that's like it's fair to judge a person today by something they said 10 years ago, something that may have changed a lot in those 10 years and probably has when it comes to Kevin Hart? Do you think it's fair or not?
I don't think that's fair for them, Bruce. But as you know, once again, Oscars are controversial and will remain controversial. So,
your opinion is that the Oscars actually are just stirring up controversy just to get more ratings?
Not necessarily. Just that they're trying to remove controversy in a way too much. Like, so if they're gonna judge me by something I said 10 years ago, that's not who I am now. I mean, sure, obviously there are bad things that shouldn't be forgiven, but it's like you cannot, judge a person by that. But it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that Oscars should apologize for giving the best movie Oscar to Shakespeare in Love.
Okay.
I think that's what they should apologize for.
First of all, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most egregious thing they have ever done, and nobody has ever apologized. Who was? Let me see. Who was in contention that year? The Oscar nominees on that year were some great movies as far as I remember. Like Best Picture. Yeah, Shakespeare in Love won Best Picture. You had Thin Red Line. Saving Private Ryan was nominated that year. Life is Beautiful. That was also like a really good movie.
Those are like amazing movies.
And Elizabeth, that's maybe about Queen Elizabeth or something. So like all of these movies were probably much more
Everyone
deserving.
Could agree that they are much better movies than
Shakespeare in Love won, so I think Oscars should be on trial. They should apologize for this, and they should reverse the decision.
Yeah, maybe one day they will. They haven't started doing that, but who knows what they'll do in the future? So yeah, I don't know.
Joking a little bit at the end, but yeah, I think, and as far as I know, Kevin Hart. I've read somewhere, I don't know if that's true or not, Kevin Hart has already apologized for those tweets before, and he deleted a lot of them. But yeah,
he's a joker. You have to accept that he will, talk about some uneasy, uneasy topics. That's what comedy does. Try to in a normal way represent. Comedians do. That's what they do. Try to talk about some rather difficult and sometimes even controversial topics, make fun of them, to make people more easily understand them. Yeah.
Ricky Gervais did Hitler and genocide jokes and stuff like that, and so everything was fine. But Kevin Hart, I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart myself. Like,
but that's America.
I don't like his comedy. America. His movies are not that great either. I'm not a big fan of his. But I
like his movies. Yeah, not all of them. But I like the invention of lying.
His no, Kevin Hart.
Oh, I thought about Ricky Gervais.
No, Kevin Hart. Yeah, we were talking about him. So I'm not a big fan of his. I wouldn't choose him for the Oscars, but when he was already chosen, I I don't think they should have reversed that decision. Yeah.
Well, I do like some of his movies, not all of them. For example, the latest one, High School, I can watch it, but I don't wanna. Jumanji was so right along.
He was in Jumanji.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, in the new Jumanji.
I didn't know.
The new Jumanji. Have you seen the new Jumanji?
No, I haven't seen it. I hear it's good, but I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's not that bad. Like it's.
But yeah, I'm kind of staying faithful to Robin Williams.
Yeah,
when it comes
the
to
original
that.
is much better. I mean, I'm not saying that it is. Oh my God, Jumanji 3. He will play in Jumanji 3. I didn't even know there was a second part, and he was like, So yeah, some of the movies, like you just have to either like it or not so like it. But it's enjoyable. If you want to waste time, it's good. To watch his movies. I believe that his live comedies, that he made before were much better than than the movies.
You mean comedy stand-ups?
Yeah,
No, I watched the Kevin Hart stand-up, and I watched it with a friend. We watched 20 minutes of it. We didn't laugh once. I don't think he's funny.
Okay.
Which is
okay.
okay.
Yeah, so...
Which is okay. Some people think it's funny. I just didn't think it's funny at all. But the thing what I wanted to say about this is, like, comedians need to be able to say, like you said, say edgy, say funny things, joke about different things. You can't always have comedians like, I don't know, Steve Martin and Billy Crystal. Like,
yeah.
If you want those, just have Billy Crystal and Steve Martin alternate every year and host the Oscars every year, and that's it. You're done. Because other comedians always have like very controversial jokes and stuff like that. I mean, most other comedians, even like a safe one like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is probably the least controversial comedian.
I would say so. Yeah,
you could find.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of problems with Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Bill Burr. Can you imagine Bill Burr hosting the Oscars? Yeah. that would be awesome. I would love to see that.
But yeah, once again, there are a lot of political influences and political movements in USA. That something that we perhaps may not know about as foreigners.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We don't really like get the sense of the whole thing, and we have like a little bit of a different perspective because I guess we are a little bit more. Our way of thinking is a little bit more. I don't know. We don't care about being PC that much in our country, right?
Yeah, in America, as far as I've heard from people in general, you have to in everyday communication, especially in service. If you do,
I don't know.
Service, like you have to be even more. So yeah,
you guys in the comments, American viewers, because we do have a bunch of American viewers. Tell us about that. What do you think about this topic? It's pretty interesting. So yeah, we may want to. I'm thinking about like we can add like one or even two or three topics at the end there, just random things that we found interesting that wanted to talk about. So yeah, I think that will be enough for today. Let me do a plug again. So guys, please follow us on YouTube if you guys want to see the rest of the podcast, or if you missed the podcast, you can always see it on YouTube. So give us a subscribe over there, and to get notifications about streams and other stuff, you can follow us on Twitter right here, or people watching on YouTube, you can see all of that in the description down below. So yeah, I think we can finish. Becky, do you have anything else to say, or should I roll the outro?
That's about it. You can roll the outro, even though you cannot see me. So yeah. Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome day, evening, week, and we'll see you guys next weekend. I guess Saturday, probably.
Yeah.
Saturday. So yeah. See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.